This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Finally, I am joined by Angel Fernandez, a man who doesn't like doing interviews, likes to stay behind the camera, working in the background. Angel, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Andy?
I'm good. It's good to finally get you on camera. We've been meaning to kind of try to catch up for a while now. Rematch time. Oleksandr Usyk, Anthony Joshua 2, your man AJ getting ready for this. Firstly, just a word on camp. How has AJ started? Come on, he's midway through camp now.
Yeah, he's looking good, you know, he's training well, he's happy, and things going well.
And obviously you've brought in Robert Garcia and he's working alongside you. Talk to me about the process of coming to the decision ahead of all the trainers you guys went out and looked at. Why Robert? Why do you feel that he was the man to help you guys get back on top?
Obviously, you know, since I've seen all the trainers up in America, you know, he was the one that I was having more conversations with. You know, when he traveled to the UK, we had time to have breakfast, lunch, dinners together, you know, talk about training, you know, how he trains his fighters, how I train my fighters. And I think it made sense the way he was training his fighters and the way I train my fighters, and put those two heads together, you know, to help Anthony become a 3 times heavyweight champion of the world.
Before the fight, a lot of people spoke about how AJ needs to approach it and effectively just needs to get back to what he used to do, be a bit more aggressive, not reckless, but just a bit more kind of on the front foot, try to push Usyk back if that's the right way to go about it. Are you confident that Robert's the man to kind of bring that out of AJ? And I've seen Robert's comments, that there's kind of been that mental issue that AJ needs to overcome since the defeat.
Yeah, you know, like, is one of the approaches, you know, but we have to take into this fight different approaches, you know. It's going to be a fight where he has to be adapt, you know, things might change between round to round, and he has to get used to that adaptability between the rounds. So there will be rounds where, yes, he's going to be the aggressor, and there might be rounds where he might need to box.
Andrew, do you agree with Robert's comments that since he's come in, he's realised that it's not necessarily a lack of talent or ability in AJ he needs to pull out, but he needs to kind of get his mind set back on track and get him back into kind of a winner's mindset, something which he maybe struggled with for this last part of his career?
Yeah, I think he has the mentality. I think he has the winner's mentality. It's just more the fact of bringing the right training to him, you know, getting the right sparring partners, see how everything that we have planned, me and Robert, and him go through that process. Once he goes through that process, you know, the confidence comes up through the training, because at the end of the day, you win the fight in the gym, and he's ready for that.
We obviously know about the devastating circumstances that are going on back in the Ukraine, which obviously Oleksandr Usyk's having to deal with away from home. But from kind of your team, from your perspective and from the team's perspective, do you feel that it might distract Oleksandr, it might work in your favour almost come fight night, because his mind might not be 100% focused on camp?
Obviously, you know, this is, from this side, you know, just like sending my love to all the people up in Ukraine. I know it's hardships, but at the end of the day, I don't want to make expectations, you know, on how he thinks or how he feels. We're taking this fight very seriously. We will be ready to whatever he brings, and that's what professional people do. Put feelings aside, put what if aside. You know, we just focus on ourselves, and the best man win come August the 20th.
How different of a fight do you expect August 20th to be in comparison to their first bout back in September last year?
It will be a different man, 100%.
I know we spoke about how AJ, you want AJ to approach the fight, but from an Oleksandr Usyk perspective, do you expect him to do anything different from what we've seen from that first bout?
Obviously, yes. You know, he's a guy that adapts well in between the rounds, but in reality, he's pretty much going to be the same man. You know, with the same hands, with the same feet. You know, one-on-one, and he's not a superhuman. It's not something that kind of like Anthony cannot overcome. Does this fight rather mean more to Anthony than what the Ruiz 2 rematch did, in your opinion, Angel? Yes, this fight means a lot, not just for him, but to all the team, to Robert, to myself. You know, it's been a lot, you know, like doubters, you know, like, oh, Robert never trained a heavyweight, I haven't got the experience, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, are pure opinions. This man doesn't want to be trained like a heavyweight. He wants to be trained like a middleweight, like a super middleweight, and that's the approach we're taking.
Like Bam Rodriguez?
Oh, that would be beautiful. Or even like a Richard Riakpo, against Turci.
Just on Bam Rodriguez, did you watch him against Rungvisov this past weekend? Obviously, Robert flew back out for that.
Yeah, of course. Just like I send him a message, of good luck. He's got a great fighter. He's got a great stable of fighters as well up in Mexico. Which I'm hopefully, get to see them all soon. But he also has been great to us, to Richard, to Fraser, to Kieran. He's been kind of like bringing some of his methods, some of kind of like philosophies into training, and I'm grateful to have him around me.
What is kind of a plan with Robert around your other fighters? I saw him work in the corner with you for Richard's last fight. Do you want him more involved with your other guys? I assume he'll only be around if Anthony Joshua's in camp, but is that the plan, to have him there on fight nights, kind of helping you out as and where?
Obviously, it's difficult because he's based, up in America. I'm based here, but I think he might have Ramirez fighting in the UK. So we will definitely, my doors are open. He will be training in my gym, and if he needs my help to be in the corner, I will help him. And I'm sure if I'll go with one of my fighters over to America, and if I need a hand in the corner, he will be the man for me to go to.
And I just want to go back to AJ and get your thoughts on Tyson Fury's most recent comments. I'm sure you see it, whether you comment or not, it's another question, but Tyson said that the only way AJ can beat him is if he had Tyson training him. He could have 10 Robert Garcias, 10 of you, 10 of whoever, he just wouldn't do the job. Only Tyson can get AJ to be successful against Oleksandr Usyk. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's Tyson being Tyson. I respect the man. He's a great character to the sport. He brings excitement. People kind of like loves that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't tend to look any interviews, any comments. I just focus on myself. I know someone raised that to me previously in another interview, but listen, I focus on myself, he focuses on himself, and we focus on making, this man the best he can be. Get ready to August the 20th.
Do you think if AJ is successful come August 20th, Angel, that will be the one to tempt Tyson out of his retirement?
He will definitely come out of retirement, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And he knows that.
Only if AJ wins, or do you think if Usyk wins, he'd come out as well?
I'm not too sure.
All right, Angel, I'm going to leave that now because I'm sure the team's about to shoot off, so thank you.
Thank you, mate.